The body stores these toxins in tissue whenever the body currently doesn't have the capacity to get rid of them. So when you start to push them out quickly through outside methods like sauna, it's good to support the body with both minerals that are going to come in and fill those pathways and activate.
Another big issue talking about elements out of balance is I see that there's a lot of videos on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on YouTube in general, Instagram, that people are recommending you the next amazing supplement. Yeah. But when your elements are out of whack, taking recommendations for the next amazing supplement, just buying something online, even if it's good quality, it might cause you more harm than good. I used to be the guy that everyone came to for supplement recommendations, but like I wouldn't dare recommending anything anymore just blindly.
Right, exactly. Test, don't guess. We come back to that. Again, it's just the principles. Yeah, you don't have to be knowledgeable about everything when you understand the principles deeply.
But the other problem here is that supplements are now regarded as another quick fix. First, the pharmaceutical industry, now it's not cool anymore. People are have waken up to the fact now they want quick fixes from supplements. Right. But where do you see that supplements fit in terms of a healthy lifestyle? Right.
So if you're watching this on camera, then what we figured out, in 2015 was, your red blood cells really are the distribution system in the body, and your red blood cells are, this big, and the particle sizes of the minerals are this big, and the size was about 8 times larger than your red blood cells. So you have to have a functioning digestive system for that to work. And then the particle size is that we have is 1,000th of that size. So like a pin, a tiny little pinprick of that with electron driving force, so it gets into the cells. It's literally like dropping something from a rooftop. It falls, and in that same way, things get into the red blood cell, and then it's distributed throughout the body. And all the blood in the body circulates through the thyroid in about an hour and a half or so. So we're looking at improving function very quickly, whether it's building blocks for hormones. By the way, if you're a hormone doctor, please get into this, because you can't optimize someone's hormones, like take our course, please, because you can't optimize someone's hormones without the right building blocks. And I don't see, I give talks, London, here in Estonia, back in the US, and by a show of hands, I see a lot of people that do, work as a hormone doctor or a nutritionist that specializes in hormones. And if they're not spending time doing multiple hair tests each year, really I recommend one every 3 months with their people, then they're not optimizing the building blocks that are most fundamental. Again, the elements build everything, including even the macros, in some way, shape, or form at some point. So you think about that, it's like we have to have these things. So now it's just about testing for them, one, and absorbing them, two. And then testing again, and then altering your diet as best as you can. Like you said, the soil is very depleted though. So a good diet right now won't get us well, unfortunately. It will help, but it won't get us not to a place of optimal biochemistry.
Mm-hmm. And we shortly touched on heavy metals as well. So your hair tests show heavy metal toxicity, correct? And when you do find heavy metal toxicity, what is your approach to this usually?
Yeah, our approach is to use both minerals and binders. So we know the chemistry of certain minerals mean that certain heavy metals should mean that certain minerals should be used. For example, a lot of people have mercury, which is the most toxic, and you can push that out with selenium and zinc, and that's beautiful. And also you can be taking iodine to blow that off of thyroid receptors, and you can be taking a binder to help with not causing any sort of autoimmune reaction. So I really like binders as well.
What kind of binders?
We're actually developing one soon, but in the meantime, you can do a mix of activated charcoal, activated carbon, and zeolite. Silica as well is nice. which also helps with.
Yeah, I've mixed together all of them.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then whenever you're mixing that, you want to make sure that you're not using something metallic. Unfortunately, you want to use something like wooden or plastic.
That makes so much sense right now. Yeah. And you want to get them food grade.
Yeah, food grade. Yeah,
otherwise you're going to put more heavy metals in your body.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
But I remember seeing this. That was a while ago. There was this niacin sauna detox protocol that they used even on the 9/11 first responders when they had like very heavy metal toxicity to the point that they were developing Parkinson-like tremors. And I think they worked them up to like 5 grams a day over 30 days with the niacin sauna. And there were photos, we're gonna find them and put them up here. There were photos of the firefighters after the sauna holding up a towel and was like blue, purple and blue from the manganese.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Be careful with that dose though, people. And work up slowly. I would start with something much lower, like 100 milligrams. Most people should be fine. 500 milligrams seems like a lot. You'll get like a painful amount of flushing.
Yeah, it gets uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable at even 500 talking. So we're
and doing 5 grams over 30 days, that's extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
That is extreme.
Yeah.
So don't go there right away.
Yeah.
But going back to what you said before about binders as well. So anytime you're doing these detoxes, you have to take binders because if you're letting all the nasty, I'm gonna call them chemicals. I don't know how taboo it is calling them chemicals. If you're releasing the toxins in your body, if you're releasing the toxins in your body, they're gonna wreak havoc and cause mast cell problems and all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah, just autoimmune issues. It can just make things worse. So the body stores these toxins in tissue whenever the body currently doesn't have the capacity to get rid of them. So when you start to push them out quickly through outside methods like sauna, it's good to support the body with both minerals that are going to come in and fill those pathways and activate and plug those gaps, so to speak, so heavy metals aren't there trying to activate, because they can to a certain extent. Certain heavy metals will activate. So you want to do that, and again, that protects electrostatically. And then also, you just binders so that you do absorb these things. And these are fulvic acid is nice, humic acid. These things can be good, and we have some of those nutrients in some of our supplements as well. I also really like upgraded tea, so for that reason, because we have some of that in our purified shilajit ingredient.
Oh, you also sell shilajit?
We have that in as one of the ingredients. We use a purified one because every other form, and that's a trademark form that's clinically studied.
But it's not the pure shilajit then in its tar form, like it's the active ingredient, right? The fulvic acid, then you said.
No.
Right?
It's everything. It's everything. But it's not just regular. It's from a form that is tested every batch for heavy metals as well, which is very important because shilajit on its own, naturally occurring, has some heavy metals.
Yeah.
So they're processing that out. It's the only one that I take, but I take that almost daily.